What kind
This
of?
is your 75th question, by the way.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Just saying, but I enjoy talking to you, so it's not really not much of a problem.
Okay, so now I should stop then.
No, don't stop. Tell me, talk. Let's
Okay,
do you have
so
chairs, please?
no, no,
Can
no,
we get
no,
chairs?
Timini, I'm
No,
sorry. Oh
let's-
my God.
Wait, no, if you dey watch this video, I be say don't go.
When you first came in contact with the story, My Mother is a Witch, what was your initial reaction?
I was like, yo, my mother is a witch. That's crazy. But I like it. The title definitely draws your attention. When I'm reading the story, I was like, okay. It has depth. It has a different angle that is taken. But then seeing the performances from Auntie Mercy and Efe Irele on set, I was like, yo, the world definitely needs to see this. I'm so happy that it was done with so much passion, so much love, and so much energy. And I hope that it really opens up the conversations that we're hoping that this movie opens up, because there's a lot of people living with unhealed trauma from the past, unhealed trauma from the relationships with their parents, or their elder siblings. I'm sure everybody that watches this film will be able to relate in one way or the other. And, there will be sort of healing going around Africa and the world as we watch.
The way you're saying healing trauma, are you currently in therapy? You sound very self-aware and
Right, if you're not in therapy in 2025, then you're missing out, because you definitely be a better person. Yes, I'm in therapy, but that's not even like a thing where there's anything wrong with me per se. I believe that everybody should see a therapist, so talk to a therapist at one point in life or the other.
when you were shooting Temi and Labalaba, you mentioned that you and your mom you have a close relationship with your mom. You talked about when you were younger, your dad lost his job, and it made you and your mom bond so well. Now, I'm curious, where did the inspiration for this story come from? You're talking about a mom and she's pretty toxic. Sounds nothing like your own mom. So, what is this about?
Okay, so the opening sequence of the film is very interesting because that's kind of like where the idea got triggered. So I call it lucky to witness the final moment of my mom. She was dying of cancer, and it was an opportunity for us to laugh about a lot of things and just talk about a lot of things. And I kept thinking, oh my God, what if there are people, she needs to resolve things with? And I had heard a story about a woman who was at the hospital. I heard this from a nurse, and she was crying constantly, trying to get her daughter to come visit, and the daughter wouldn't come. And I imagined, oh my God, what could have happened? And so we started, the idea started building from there, and then we knew we had a story. But until every year we would always tell a family story. It's not House of Secrets, it's Prophetess, it's The Man for the Job. So this was our family story for last year. And I was excited that we could also go tell it in Benin, which is why we call the title My Mother is a Witch, because of the stereotype. Yeah, but it's good. Stereotypes are important when we're doing films like this. There's a reason why she thinks her mom is a witch, and that's really what we're exploiting in the film. The hope is that conversations begin to happen. Parents need to learn to talk to their kids. I want to tell African parents it's okay to ask your kids for forgiveness. It's okay to make up with them. Kids too, it's okay to understand what your parents might have gone through and let go and forgive. But it's a very hard journey, but it's a journey towards closure, and we must all have that closure. So that's what this film is about.
Not totally, but I had a bit of similar upbringing. Because, of course, African parents, African mom, African dads, sometimes the way the technique they use to discipline their kids and all that. So I think that, and then I'm grateful actually. I'm grateful for my upbringing, because I believe that it shaped me into who I am today, because my father didn't believe in spare the rod, spoil the child. My dad usually actually beats me with electrical wire intertwined. So that day he actually said, okay, so my punishment is 24 lashes. I was going to get 24 lashes of that. He was that angry. And then I went into my room. I wore like 10 jeans. I wore like 20 t-shirts with shirts. And by the time I came out, I was like this. And everybody in the house just busted, into laughter. I had a very good
You still beat.
He did though. He laughed. After laughing, he said, if I like, let me enter drum. You will still gonna flog me. But I got, but it wasn't that much, because eventually he did flog with the anger he had laughed and yeah, so it was nice.
And
It wasn't nice, sorry. But I shall chop. It wasn't that bad.
what kind of mom do you hope to be for your daughter?
Oh, the kind of mom that I am is a tough mom, but a lovable mom as well. Like, I see my daughter, she's able to play with me, but she knows that mommy doesn't play.
Okay.
Mommy can play, and then mommy doesn't play. So you have to come correct. You have to exude excellence. And so she knows that. And she's gonna be 9. I'm gonna have a 9-year-old, and it's just like, wow. I was just watching her baby videos with her earlier today, and I'm like, baby girl, see how much you've grown. And she's like watching herself. She's like, wow, that's me, you know. So yeah.
I love that. I pray that you have so many more years with her.
Amen. Amen.
I watched your interview with Shude,
Somebody's coming.
you know, and I think it was so brave of you, you know, to go through all what you went through and choose the higher path of forgiveness and letting go. And I'm wondering, you know, what helped you to make that decision?
The person I am, my core person, I'm an empath. I strive in love. I don't strive in chaos. I love harmony. I love peace. That's my core, despite anything you see, you know. And I love my mom so much, and my mom loves me so much because I'm her only daughter. I'm the only girl, so why not? If not, like, with my kind of career, I've been on the screen since I was 15 years old, yeah, and I'm 33. So after all the noise, my mom is my sanity. You get me? I mean, she drives me crazy sometimes, but yeah, yeah.
So I'm asking particularly just for people who are in estranged relationships with their mom or their dad.
Yeah.
You know, what helped you forgive your dad, and what can you say to them that will help them make that decision?
See, my darlings, do what's good for you. At the end of the day, your parents are human beings, and they did parenthood the best way they could with their level of IQ, their level of mindset, what they know. And there's no manual to life. I keep saying this, there's no manual. Your parents parented how they knew best. They learned with you. And I would say the way my elder brother experienced my parents is not the same way the second born experienced, and it's not the same way I experienced my parents, because they grow. Your parents are growing. With every child, they are learning. I mean, I'm not a mother, but I'm seeing my niece and nephew grow up, and I know I'm different to each and every one of them. And I know, you know, I'm not my mom's favorite child. I mean, she will lie that I am, but I'm not my mom's favorite child, but I'm my father's favorite child. So it's they're human beings too. So you have to take the best from your parents. Take the best, and trust me, you can establish boundaries, but at the end of the day, family is key. Family is key.
People are different individuals, and I as much as possible try to apply the technique that I feel will work for each individual. So if I feel that you need to stool down, you will stool down. And I also make sure that I make my kids my friend in some sort of way, so that they can trust me, and then they can relate with me. I'm a cool mom, Gen Z mom. So, you know, so they feel that, oh, mommy understands. So they like tell me almost everything so that I can guide them. So I would say to every mom out there, make sure that you're cool with your kids, you have friends with your kids, you know, to some extent, and so that they can trust you completely, and that would help you to guide them.
Also learning that it's okay for kids to make mistakes. A lot of times when kids make mistakes, it is out of curiosity, you know, and you cannot tell kids not to be curious, because the more you punish them, the more you kill their love for trying new things. So that's what I'm doing differently with my kids. I let them make mistakes. Like if my daughter breaks, you know, a china or something, I'm like, fine, first let's clean it, then let's have a discussion.
Instead of just beating her.
Yes, no, so we don't do that at all. We don't do that.
That's a good dad.
I hope.
You are not my mother.
You go like this. You say that your boyfriend. I could use my 2 hands. The killer. If you try to stop me,